It's an homage, I'm sure.
Right?
The long arm of the law.
So where last we left off, y'all were at the Moff's headquarters on the little nice observation conference room right above the office, where you saw that the Moff came in with the guy that you're going to be framing for the old Moff's murder. They seemed pretty chummy, I recall.
Mm-hmm.
Shouldn't we get our pool right? Have some destiny
You
points
should
or
totally do that as soon as I clear the pool.
It might be a good idea. Look at her. She's all on it like, I want my
I like
points.
it.
I feel like we'll need it.
Well, maybe.
There might be some need for that.
Yeah, now I gotta get my head back around. I had a whole thought process the last time, but
Good start. And did
You
I
gotta
contribute
put
my
away
piece?
the Padawan hat and put on the Sith hat.
well, I didn't know. I gotta try
You're
to
welcome.
recall the frame of mind I was in at the time and plan that I had that was interrupted.
I've got a cat visiting me from the other room.
I suppose that's better than a cat visiting you from beyond.
Ghost cat. would be awesome.
Ghost kitty.
Oh no, now I'm slightly worried. He sees a daddy longlegs on a wall way too high for him to get to. And he's the cat who eats them.
Nice.
He likes 8-legged raisins. Come here, you can come sit in my lap.
Guess that gets him that much closer.
That and he'll usually just go to sleep and not be a brat. Till he's like, let's knock over some stuff on the desk. So we got a pretty good dice pool there. Look at that. 3 light side, 4 dark side. All kinds of
It could have been
vicious
slightly leaned the other way, but that's okay.
Okay, so just as you guys are sitting there and you have one moment to plot before the lift doors open and you know she's going to be there. Is there any last minute plotting that you want to do in a probably bugged office? I mean, it is Imperial. Doesn't matter the era. They're Imperials or Imperials.
All right. So we're waiting for the new governor, and then right, or was she here already? No, she's not here yet.
She walked up and she went to her office, obviously pulling a power play to make you guys wait. But as we screen swipe back into action, the doors will be opening and she'll be stepping off with her protocol droid.
Right, and the stupid general or whatever or guy's with her, right?
You don't see him get in the lift, so she probably sent him to her office.
Okay.
From what you saw from the whole cool holographic get to see what's going on below you thing. Sexy tech.
Alright. And we are here to find the person that murdered the other guy. Right.
Yep.
Okay.
You're totally doing your Sith buddy a favor and bringing the criminal to justice.
Yeah.
Did I miss something?
Last time when you guys were dropping off the people in the suspended animation cocoons,
right?
The lady who was on that ship, the Sith that you guys have messed around with, basically hired you guys for a job.
Were you not there? I thought you were there.
I was here, but I did not get notes on that. I'm like, what are we doing?
And it's been okay. It has been a day or two.
Yeah. So
I have notes. I take notes on the session so I can remember because I have a terrible memory.
Well, you must have fallen asleep during parts of those notes. But yeah,
I don't
so
know.
basically we connived her and convinced her, these are gifts and yeah, we're happy to work for you. And so she sent us back to a planet we were previously on, hired by a benefactor to take out the governor. Then we orchestrated a laid out plan of that. And now we have to come back and find her, the culprit who did that.
Oh, I mean, we're really good, so we should be able to do that super easy.
Well, the plan is the what was it? What
Blame
was his
somebody else.
title or
Plan.
dude? Well, yeah, but what was it?
The moth that was assassinated.
No,
Yeah.
his officer.
Oh, the head of security.
Yeah, whatever his name is. So the head of
Yeah.
security was kind of a stick up his butt dude, and I tried to get where I could ride with the the governor, but they wouldn't allow. He wouldn't allow that, and he was kind of being suspicious. So my plan is to frame him for the murder.
I mean, he obviously did it. I have pictures.
So because he prevented me from protecting the governor as I had planned and everything. So
Yeah, totally.
and riding in the car with him. So
Christ.
It would have saved his life had you been able to do so. I mean, you would have.
yeah. So
Any
So, yeah.
last minute plot or plan?
It's just kind of working it by off the cuff a little bit.
Okay.
Right?
So as you guys have been sitting there for quite a while,
Other
and
than what we discussed.
the lift doors go, and there she is in all her imperial opulence. You see, she has just a touch of makeup on and just a touch of jewelry on that's barely noticeable. So you can see she basically is willing to be flagrant and go outside the imperial uniform. And her lovely protocol droid that was downstairs at the desk is at her side as she totally gestures to the protocol droid, and the droid taps a data pad, and on the monitor is the HoloNet video of the explosion in the crowd, and you can't make out anyone of note in the crowd because there were some advantages there. And all of a sudden, there's some rocketing of a shield dropping, and then a sniper shot, and then you see Kopesh just jump out in the street and pose to defend himself. And she just looks down her nose at the vid monitor and then turns her head slowly in a practiced way towards the group of you at the table. And she proceeds to come in and totally. Is anyone sitting at the head of the table?
I believe that was me who kicked back and
Totally
relaxed.
walks up next to Kopesh and just goes for her
Ma'am?
seat.
I think you're in my seat.
And the protocol droid goes stepping over. Please leave the moth's seat. It is her personal seat and affectionately set to her physiology.
So they're not going to say anything about me with my feet up on the table, huh?
Not yet. And Kopesh, do you get up out of the chair?
Well, I'll stand and turn to face her. Greetings. I see you've taken to your office quite quickly and well.
With imperial efficiency, you would say. And she then gestures to the protocol droid who dabs a hanky on the chair, and then she sits down and totally takes her data pad and does the straightening up her papers tap of the data pad on the desk to get in position. And what can your group do to help me today?
Well, let's see, what's the name?
And by the way, she's totally looping that 30-second reel where the explosives went off, and then the sniper shot went off, and then the moth went down, and Kopesh standing out the street like a hero as security forces come diving to come save the dead moth.
Yeah. So I will casually walk away from the position in front of the head of the table, in front of the chair. And where's this playing at? On a
On
monitor or?
basically all 4 of the flat screens on the walls.
Okay. So I kind of go over and stand and look at one, watching the vid play.
Y'all totally can hear Kopesh's voice in your head saying, that's the Sith Empire's ass. You know, the Captain America pose. There you go. It's America's ass.
It's the Sith's ass.
And she basically is playing the game of silence.
Yeah,
Waiting
well,
for
so am
your
I for a moment.
response.
Yeah.
So
So I let it play through a couple times before I slowly turn.
And just about the time you're turning, by the way, everyone who's not wearing a helmet is actually picking up a nice, pleasant floral smell that started pumping into the room the second she got in here. You helmet guys will have to wait a while.
Okay.
So I'm looking at the display, and I'm looking at it with as if I am looking at it from the perspective of somebody who's skilled in reconnaissance and, retrieving people from where they don't wish to necessarily be retrieved. And I'm nodding, like I'm seriously impressed with how well Kopesh handled this. Like, clearly, like, the only reason anybody got out of there was because Kopesh was present to assist.
So since you're
And
doing
that's
that, give me a perception check, especially of the video.
okay.
I mean, it's going to be really difficult, but you might see something that will surprise you there.
I mean, I'm assuming. Is my pool correct?
Your pool is ready. Wow. So you take a point of strain as you squint hard across the room. But you totally swear when Kopesh jumps out to protect them off. In the crowd, you think you see the arm of a Wookiee and the leg of a droid that looks familiar to you. Just as the cameras were panning through the onlookers for the parade.
So as I slowly turn to her,
You got good
such-
eyes.
it's like he was
That
such
could be any droid.
He was such a sloppy individual.
And with that, she actually gives a little curt nod of agreement.
And Lord Sovat was beside herself with his loss, but seems to be interested in ensuring your safety. Thus, our presence. And I just kind of stare at her for a moment.
Do you provide her the data spike that the Sith Lord gave you?
Did she provide one? I forgot.
Yeah, she totally gave you one for getting through any troubles if you might have had.
Well, we're not having any troubles yet.
Okay. and she just looks at you kind of doubtful. Did she?
Yes. She apparently wants to keep you alive and avoid such senseless embarrassment of something like this occurring again from within.
And that would be embarrassing. She's not wrong.
From within, eh?
And she totally gives you the squinty-eyed look, and she says, "So, Exactly what are you proposing?
Well, upon further information and investigation through sources, it appears that someone close has been involved in this. I believe I saw your head of security come in with you. Maybe he could explain more.
And she totally looks down as you say that at the floor, seeing that the optical suite is doing its thing. And then she totally eyeballs the protocol droid and eyeballs the floor. And you just see this flick, and it goes to solid white floor. Someone apparently left something on that shouldn't have been left on for guests to see.
Yeah.
As she goes, my head of security, his every duty is to make sure my person is unharmed.
The last guy said the same thing.
Hopefully,
Yes,
this one will do better than the last one did.
Yes,
That
he
was
was quite.
unfortunate.
Yes, he was quite insistent upon that with your predecessor, and unfortunately, I wasn't able to be there to protect him.
And immediately she starts drumming her fingers on her data pad really quick. And she says, I don't see any official information regarding your visit to the planet that day.
Again, apparently a failing of your head of security. It was a last minute stop and visit, kind of unscheduled, but we were in the area and heard of the festivities that were occurring.
You would think he would have kept better track if he was concerned about his boss's safety.
Yes, we were invited to ride along, but but sadly, I offered to ride with to protect him because he seemed quite concerned about his potential security or safety, but was said he was assured that head of security had it all handled, so I would have to ride in another vehicle. Thus, as you see in the video, I was unable to be there in time to save him.
And she kind of squints and looks at her data pad. And if anyone's kind of peeking, it looks like a telemetry of the sniper's position, where the blast may have come from that finished him off. And she's flicking through pages. And she then looks up at you and gives you the big eyebrow, the Spock eyebrow of Inquisition, and says, so is there a reason why you arrived on world unannounced this time?
We just got done visiting with Lord Sovat, who said it was of utmost importance that I come here to root out the cause of the death.
And she totally gives you the what you talking about, Willis look, as she just snidely responds, so your Sith ship seems to be faster than hollow communications. Is that what you're saying? And
Do you doubt my word?
Oh, of course not. I would never doubt a Sith warrior's word. As she's totally not even looking up at you and just scrolling through the data pad. And anyone who's coincidentally looking casually sees your ship as one of the pictures she's quickly scrolling by.
Mm-hmm.
What do you surmise is the culprit for the assassination, after hundreds of interrogations have failed to give any actionable intelligence?
And who conducted these investigations?
And she just looks at you and her eyes squint like you're accusing her of something, and she just says, I personally have overviewed every one of the interrogations.
Mm.
And everybody was investigated?
Everyone that has come forward so far as a possible suspect, according to our security team. Do you have a name that you think should be added to that list?
So you interrogated your head of security?
And she just gives you this stink face, like, why would I interrogate one of my head interrogators? His character's beyond reproach.
That's what the last guy said.
Oh.
I mean, if you are not concerned with what happened or with the worry that it could happen again, I mean, I guess that's okay.
As she totally looks at the data pad, and then she kind of squints her eyes as she looks around the group at the table and says, I do see what you mean. There is an oversight in the list of people who have been interrogated. I do see that your team left the planet before anyone on the security team could speak with them.
I provided our statement. But
And
obviously you fail to connect the dots when it's completely in front of your face.
ooh, now you're getting insulting. I like this. Okay, so
I mean, I tried to drop leading
oh no,
points.
she got the hints that you dropped, but
No, I know. I'm just
she
saying.
wasn't liking what you were serving is the problem.
Yeah, of course.
So give me either a leadership or coercion.
Let's see.
Oh.
I don't know that I would be really leadership or anything because I'm really just playing a big deception con game.
Okay, if you want to go with deception, you can.
I mean,
There's a few lies that you put out there, so I'll take deception for that.
well, I haven't said any straight up lies. He was there. He did keep me from riding with them. I haven't directly blamed him yet, but
Well, the
everything's
fact that you
leading
have
and
accused
pointing
him,
to.
you know is a lie.
But I haven't directly accused him. I've been dropping hints that have we looked at the things in front of us, and so yes, but it is deception. But I have not yet directly named him or accused him. But I've been setting everything up.
Misdirection.
Been setting everything up to lead the thought process to, hey, you've left this uncovered. You know, he's right there. He was close to the other guy. All right, ready? You get my upgrade?
I got your upgrade.
Yeah, I can do subtle. Wow.
Oh yeah, you're subtle.
And she just looks at
Hey.
you.
It's a wash. It's not like it's a total wipeout.
Nothing horribly bad. No security officer comes flying out of the lift shooting you because of it.
She's not
Right.
sure she believes you. You could be telling the truth. It's she's gonna have to ask more questions to gauge whether your response. I mean, this wasn't enough to.
As the old saying goes, Sith talk from the side of their mouth. So she totally gives you the squint and says, so what evidence can you provide of these accusations?
Accusations. I've merely pointed out little details that seem to have been missed and people that haven't been questioned. That is right there inside your inner circle.
Never mind the fact that he hesitated when the guy was killed.
Do you say that?
I mumble it through my comms.
So only to the team?
Yeah.
So, and since you seem to doubt my validity and trust by Lord Sovat, I go over to the console and plug in the data stick.
To which, you've got this totally Star Wars style screen crawl basically saying, from her that you are her emissary investigating the situation. And your cooperation with this agent is required, not requested.
Yeah.
And she definitely gets a stink face, a little wrinkle on the nose there when she's reading that coming across the display. As she tries to totally rebuff her composure there, but you can totally see that got her frazzled. Seeing the Dark Lord who's in charge of this, quadrant of space, saying, let these agents do their investigation, definitely is ruffling her feathers because she can't pull rank on a lowly Sith who has no title as a, Moff in charge of a planet.
Mm-hmm. See, it's all about letting them put their neck out there just enough. Just at the edge of the rope, and then, you kind of then reveal the rope and they go, oh.
Or pull on the leash just a little to get him to heal, right? And she taps the data pad and immediately wipes, a couple controls on the pad, and you can see she's basically bringing over that note for her to read on her data pad, and makes this total face. As she looks to the protocol droid to make sure that you've all been dispensed adequate beverages. As hostess, she's been remiss in her duties, and that's totally her way of using the protocol droid as a decoy so she can read in depth and verify security codes. Because, yeah, she's typing away pretty quick, making sure this is all legit. And no rolls needed because it is legit. The codes are neither old, but they are good.
So,
as she then repeats herself, but in a very, very subdued tone. And what evidence do you have against any possible suspects for interrogation?
Well, we will get information from the individual that we suspect. Obviously, I've already pointed out, and apparently has gone over your head, that the individual was there, close, did not provide appropriate security, did not react in an efficient manner when the situation went down to properly secure the scene and to protect the moth. So we will need a secure room to conduct investigation and interview the individual.
As she hits some buttons on her data pad and looks over at the protocol droid who's dropping off the last of the refresher drinks, and says, provide them anything they request within reason, and send them to Operations Subroom 4 should be sufficient for their needs. As the protocol droid totally does the whole wibble, wibble, wibble. Excellent, Moff. If there's anything else I can do, I will take them there immediately. Dear guests, please finish your beverages. We may go to the operations room. It is easily within walking distance. It should be a pleasant trip between here and there.
Yeah, that way they can turn on all the bugs and all the get the room set.
That's why I'm thinking maybe our ship is the best place for us to conduct our investigation from.
No. So we will expect your security chief in an hour.
And while he comes there to help supervise, would you like any prisoners brought to you?
No, we will brief with him alone to start.
And she totally squints one eye in your general direction, Kopesh. You do not have a friend. You've put the adverse into the adversary of her title.
I don't need this moth to be my friend, so
I mean, if you would have befriended the other one, something could have happened.
I tried, but he died.
Hey, we put in the effort.
Lord Sovat will be quite pleased at your cooperation in your protection and security. And I turn and start to walk and wait for the droid at the door.
As the protocol droid's totally walking up and asking if there's any music requirements you would like, I can make sure it's played on the way there to that office.
Girl from Ipanema.
As she waits for everybody to get in the lift, then she hits a button that obviously indicates, sub level 1, so basement level 1, and the lift goes whoosh. And she totally will take any food or drink orders if you require that for dinner time. So that way they'll be brought to your conference room if you would like.
We hope not to be here that long.
And the lift stops, comes out, and you see a very, very regimental office look of a long corridor with matching doors going, about every 20 feet. And she walks you down to room 3S, waves her palm in front of the door controls, automatically opens up, and she asks if you would like to put in a private code for your team to use the room. And she totally turns her back to the controller for privacy.
I stand between her and the controller.
Ooh. Such suspicion.
1, 2, 3, 4.
What if they would put on their luggage?
Nobody will figure that one out.
It's so obvious, it's mind-breaking.
You may leave us now.
As she then bids good day, and she's got your order, so food will arrive in roughly 3 planetary hours. And she goes shuffling off, back to the lift. And as soon as you guys step in, the automatic motion detector lights start blipping on in this room. It's got a private refresher inside it, as well as a secondary office and another very similar big conference table with multiple screens and data tablet ports.
All right. I will signal to sweep the room and basically disable.
Now comes that moment. Does anyone have that counterintelligence gear?
I mean, no.
Not I.
I don't think anyone's got one of those.
We're gonna have to pick that up.
Cool.
Well, I mean, our Wookiee has slicing gear and stuff, right?
But slicing gear can't pick up listening things and stuff like that. I mean, you can totally slice the computer, but if there's listening devices in the lampshades, his slicer gear will not do any good for that.
What if we were to
use a piece of gear to make for that?
What if we were
I could cobble something up real quick, but
Sure.
I was going to say, do you have the talent for that? There is
I
actually
do.
talent for that.
There you go.
As he's going to just start ripping one of the consoles apart to get pieces.
Sure, why not?
Using the contraption, once per section may make a contraption action, make a hard mechanics check to fashion a device to solve a current problem using just the tools and parts on hand.
I love it. It's almost like I mentioned it for a reason since it's on your character sheet.
Yes.
So immediately the Wookiee will go to work tearing one of the consoles apart and pulling out some pieces, and he's going to try to make something.
I made a thing.
As whoever's listening on the other end of the and he's using a light side point. How quickly they burn. Got it in there for you.
You ready?
Yep. Wow! Wait, whoa! We got extra stuff in there. Do you have stuff on your side? I apparently have stuff on my side. I see. Go ahead and re-roll
Nice.
that.
Wow, I was gonna say, what the hell?
How did
Like
3
that's a
purple
lot of.
make it
That's. I
despair?
mean, that's hard to find them, but come on. I mean, not that hard to make it.
All right. So are we rolling?
It is corrected now. Yes.
Okay.
I
That's
seem
better.
to have
Holy
been not
cow.
paying attention to the 2 reds that were there from last time.
Yeah. I'm like, what
Someone's
the hell?
someone's discipline there was against you as well. So with those 3 successes, you totally rig up a bug detector, which starts squelching quite a bit. And for the 2 threats, I will totally give you that the interview room, now that you've gutted the wall, it looks atrocious where you just like walked up to the panel and ripped it open. That some of the lights in the room kind of flicker on and off now. Totally distracting.
That adds to the ambiance.
Right.
And the
For
fact that the
investigation.
Wookiee just gutted the control panel. Why is that hanging
Make it-
down? That wasn't
Make
that
it feel
way
like home.
That should throw the perp off.
Yeah, you totally not getting your security deposit back. But
Yeah.
you also have a triumph.
Give device additional single-use function.
Would you like to make it a jammer? So even if you don't find the listening devices, they just can't send any signals, so it doesn't matter.
I like that idea. Yes, it's not only looking for them, but jams with the ones I can't find.
You know that there are 8 listening devices in this office, and it would be a pain in the ass to find all 8. So you put a little paper clip in there to make sure that you don't need to find them because you'll just jam them instead.
Exactly, and I'll explain to people what I'm doing.
As off screen,
Well,
there's
after
a
it's done,
security
yeah.
agent
Yeah.
grabbing an earbud and pulling it out of his ears. It's squelching. They're like, what is that sound we're hearing? It sounds like a wampa digging through a junkyard. And then goes the ear mic.
All right, they were listening on this, but not anymore.
Yep. So with the jamming in place, I will, basically. I mean, everybody else, the other part of the party that was here knows basically what was up. So what the plan is. So just kind of explain. We're gonna force him to push it, or basically keep accusing and drawing whatever facts that you want to throw at him around his faults in the protection, and when he reacts, we'll kill him because he attacked us.
Would it be better if not all of us were in the room if that happens? Because it seems like 5 of us on one, killing them would be a little excessive.
And they're going to
Hey,
question
no
me
kill
why.
left for kill.
And they're going to question me why.
All right. I mean,
He attacked. We retaliate, or defended ourselves, and well, he unfortunately died in the process. Hopefully, I'll take him out in 1 or 2 lightsaber strikes, and it'll be like, look. And so he was obviously the culprit, and tried to attack us to, hide his involvement.
So you guys make yourselves comfortable. About an hour after you guys got there, and Cope and Cal started ripping the place apart for parts.
yeah.
You
So,
get the beep-boo of the
well,
doorbell.
before he gets there, one other thing I wanted to ask was, so do you have any of your Force mumbo jumbo you can use to make him attack you?
Oh no, I figure, we'll get him pissed off enough. I don't. I have sense, and I got enhance, and manipulate and suppress. So yeah, nothing unless he's a force user.
Influence.
So, well, and move, but yeah, nothing that's going to, I can't adjust his feelings or anything.
If only you had the
Oh.
uber force move that lets you make his gun float in front of him and shoot at you. Look, if it was on
Well, I do
camera, it'd
have
be a total
move, but
frame
yeah,
up. But do you have the delicate one that lets you do things with your move power?
no.
The upgrades.
No, I do not. Just the upgrade to silhouette.
I mean, remember, you do have a dark mentor right now who could totally give you the mentor bonus discount for stuff.
Yeah. Well, and again, that's just the starting skills. So, but yeah, influence would be nice. But no, I don't have influence.
Okay, so the doorbell goes ding ding, and the security camera totally shows a obnoxious above the doorway arch view down of the security officer. He's standing there, hands behind his back, and attention. You can clearly see he's got his regular sidearm on him, and there's two attaches at his backside.
Okay.
As he totally gestures to them, and they kind of stand across the hallway.
Okay. Go ahead and have you guys. Somebody want to open the door and invite him in alone?
Just nobody gets that.
Sin, why don't you do it? You seem kind of cheery.
All right, so I'll step up and open the door.
Okay, you open the door. He nods at you, turns back to one of his flunkies, asks for his data pad, and then takes it in one hand and follows you inside. And then he totally nods at Kopesh and says, "Kopesh, pleasure to see you again."
Indeed.
So, Jim, here's a bit of a stretch.
Have you already set up the waterboarding?
Exactly. So, I want to use coercion over a stretch of time to basically keep doing actions that irritate him to the point of him just attacking me. And I want to use my one-time ability per session to use agility rather than will.
Yeah.
Are you
I'm doing that by
spit
making
wads at him to intimidate him?
Yeah, and I'm doing it by making moves that he perceives as aggressive toward him, somewhat covertly, just to irritate him to the point of attacking me.
Okay, so first, before you start doing that, because I'm assuming you're wanting to wait till you actually introduce him that he's being interrogated.
Yes.
He comes in, nods to Kopesh, says, "Kopesh, pleasure to see you again." And he pulls his data pad out and immediately waves the data pad information up on one of the screen of the 218 suspects that have been interrogated for the assassination attempt. And he says, "So you were wanting to speak with me in regards to the investigation?"
Very perceptive. And I look at the screens briefly. Seems you are missing one subject.
Oh, and he makes a pause gesture and then swipes something else, and you see a list of possible suspects requesting interrogation, and it has Kopesh's name on that list amongst a bunch of green ones that have not been talked to because their location was unknown. And he kind of smirks at you as "I was there when you were there, but it's funny that your name's on the list."
Yes, that is a very interesting. But I still don't see the subject that needed to be questioned yet.
And
please have a seat.
He totally will take a seat at the table. And as he sits down, he puts his data pad down. He totally hits a button on his data pad and says, "So, Kopesh, I have not been introduced to your colleagues." As he looks around the table, especially with the helmeted guy with the long rifle on his back.
Don't introduce me. Just pretend like I'm part of the furniture.
As BT
Me
puts
too.
a lampshade on him.
I'm just a walking
Yes.
carpet.
Yes, my team is not of consequence.
I didn't know you were part of a team when you were here last. And he totally squints his eye.
Well,
Who's
one must
doing?
have appropriate protection, and they do quite well.
And he politely puts his hands together and turns to Sin because she seems approachable and nice. And he totally says, "That's delightful. How long have you been part of the team?"
Been part of the team for quite a while. I'm surprised
So-
that you. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
And like I'm trying to play off like I was here all along. How did you not notice that I was here?
I apologize. I wish I had noticed you when you were here last time.
He does smile because he's trying to whatever.
He's totally
I'm like-
good copping.
Yeah. So, enough pleasantries. So the suspect at hand is you.
And he just does the I, sir, am beyond reproach, for I was there with you.
Well, of
And-
course you were.
Obviously,
I
you
wouldn't
couldn't have
expect
done it.
that you would directly put your hand to take out the moth.
And he just gives you this look like you must be kidding us. He says, "So what would have been the reward for me doing this? As I was barely able to keep my job after the assassination attempt."
I can understand somebody vying for power, and I mean, who would want to serve a buffoon such as that when they know they're much smarter and more clever? I'm sure that had to have been quite degrading for someone such as you that's such a clever individual.
And he just literally laughs at that. And he says, "Do you know how many buffoons besides him I've worked under? My whole career has been almost paved that way until recently." And you see a little sparkle in his eye when he says that.
I see. So you finally got to where you wanted to be.
No, I finally have someone commanding me who is worthy of my position and worthy of my respect on many levels.
Yes, after removing the buffoons.
For once, as you Sith would say, the Force must have been with me.
Is that who you use to assist you in this endeavor?
And he totally works his head like he doesn't get what you're meaning. You're the Sith. Who are you implying?
I don't know. Who else are you working with?
If
Maybe
what
you
you
give
say
up your...
was true, you do realize I have every security officer on this planet's information available to me. If I was to go against the Moff, I could have done it in a very polite and quiet manner, not some ridiculous spectacle, such as shooting someone during a parade.
Just the perfect way to avoid suspicion on your part.
So does BT say that?
No.
Why not?
I'm pretending to be furniture.
Why not?
Beeping furniture.
Go quite, like I said, you're all welcome to pipe in comments and help incite the situation.
So now, any of you that were going to do your things, are you planning on doing your things? Because he seems to have a pretty good discipline and a pretty good cool.
Yeah, I'm. Like I said, I just keep doing little irritant things, and yeah.
Let me know when you've done one enough to warrant a roll. How about that?
How about I keep doing them until you think it warrants a roll?
Okay, as he totally keeps looking over and says, "Kopesh, Your fidgety friend over there seems to have a pertinence for long weapons. I don't recall seeing him with you when you were here last. And he just smiles back at you like there's this whole tete-a-tete going back and forth.
Yes, of course not. Why would I have somebody with his talents in the vehicle behind who I was trying to offer protection to ride with me?
So you're saying he was somewhere else in town at the time, and he totally
He was providing oversight, protecting me and your moth.
No, not the muff. Only you, boss. You were in a different car.
As he looks over at Grix, who finally spoke, and he says, "So, what is your name, sir?"
His name is not of consequence here.
At the same time.
You're the one under investigation, not my team.
So, do me a favor. Go ahead and Kopesh, give me a deception check.
Alrighty. You ready?
I am now.
Wow.
Jesus Christ.
Really? 4 red? Really, Jim?
Yep. It's the one thing he's good at is investigating, and you're interrogating the interrogator. Think about it.
No, I'm
So what would you
inciting the
like for
interrogator.
those advantages?
Increase the value of any goods and services gained.
Because I'm going to take one of those despair is he is cool as a cucumber because you're basically playing his game. You may be the Dark Lord of the Sith, but he's an interrogator extraordinaire. And he's like, you guys obviously don't even have the waterboard set up yet. You're not serious. That's what he's using one of those despairs for.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you both are being really evasive in a way that almost looks suspicious, one would say, with those three failures.
Yeah.
You both are saying stuff at the same time, just like a good interrogator loves when people start talking.
Yeah, but from an interrogation standpoint, it's usually when people are saying stuff that differs. We're completely in sync.
In sync by that's not important. Don't answer that question. Is not the sync you're looking for.
Yeah.
So what would you like for? That's a lot.
I don't know.
A lot of advantage. I mean, you could use 3 to upgrade something against him.
Yeah, I'll probably do that.
Okay, so upgrade the next roll against him.
Yeah.
Okay. And he proceeds to wrap his fingers on his data pad really quickly.
And I'm like, you don't need that. And I will snatch it from his hand.
Oh.
Somebody made their grabby fingers.
Tachi. As you can clearly see on his data pad, it does have the added notes put on his secure file that the Sith known as Kopesh associates with 2 people who use heavy weapons.
As I would assume, trying to build false cases against my team.
And
with absolutely no evidence.
His cool despair, he just leans back in the chair and totally puts his hands across his chest in defensive measure and just smiles, this canary eating smile, and says, "It's interesting you would say that. Is there a reason I should think you or any one of your unknown team were part of it? Especially when the commander of the quadrant advised that your ship was leaving rather quickly, right after the assassination, with hardly a word.
I gave my report at the time of the incident, though odd that as I would offer to ride with and provide oversight and security, you declined that. When the incident went down, you froze. You did not react.
And he just kind of listens to your words but lets the water crash against the rocks.
And I was quick to respond and attempt to protect the moth and potentially save his life. Odd that such a trained professional would have hesitated.
It's odd that one gifted with the Force wouldn't have seen it coming.
I
As-
do not have foresight.
As
The Force is quite fickle.
totally puts his elbow on his hand and puts his two fingers to his chin and says, I do recall you failed in protecting them off as well, so aren't we both equally guilty?
No, you prevented me from being in a position to protect them off. You refuse to allow me to ride with.
Fortunately, the moth did not acquiesce to your request to ride with him.
More fool he.
Under your encouragement.
And he just, he totally does the whole Tarkin smile at you. Let us agree to disagree.
Indeed, and with that, I will, from my hand, using move to throw the tablet across the room and shatter it against the wall.
And he just looks back at you and goes, interesting. What a childish act for a Sith warrior. Though I have known many Sith that would act just in that manner.
Yes, you play quite the cool game.
So is
And do you
anybody
think-
doing anything, by the way?
Yeah,
Like,
I'm
Is he-
continuing to
is it-
try to irritate him until such time as you say, go ahead and make that coercion roll.
Are you like looming over him, or what are you?
What are you doing? Because right now he's sitting there in the chair, super cool. I mean, he's about to do the whole leg split and show you what he's wearing under his uniform.
Yeah, I mean, I'll be
He's
doing
totally
man spread.
super cool right now and has no problems with what's going on here.
I'll do
So-
little irritating things like
I mean-
throwing wads of paper at him and
Effectively, spit.
at some point I probably did get up and put my hand in front of his data pad as I was walking past him and kind of just shake my hand in front of it like quit doing whatever you're doing. It's just stupid irritating things.
What if we raise the temperature of the room?
Then you all would suffer.
What's
Not
this
really.
all?
I was
The
gonna say-
Twi'lek and I will be fine.
I was gonna say,
I'm perfectly okay with that.
I mean, the Twi'leks, like, it's actually kind of cold in here right now that they bring it up.
right?
So,
I'm not
Go
sure
on.
anyone wants to be smelling sweaty Wookiee.
go ahead and give me your coercion for inciting a riot, so to speak.
All right, so I'm using my agility, like I said. So
So how many green do I need to add for you?
4.
Well, what's your coercion?
My coercion is nothing. It's just 2 greens right now. My agility is
okay.
6.
Okay, so I've got 4 greens in there. Just click the roll dice button, I guess. That should work.
All right.
On the top of the screen there. No, it looks like you had a green in there. Oh no, that's your upgrade. No, you must have a green or something on yours.
Where?
At the very top of your character sheet. Because I put 4 greens and 1 upgrade, so there's 2 extra greens in there.
I do not have anything up at the top. It is all zeros.
Oh,
Well,
it's because you hit your coercion skill.
Oh, what am I supposed to
Yeah,
hit?
just hit the dice at the top of the character sheet.
Oh, okay, under dice pool.
Yeah, see, if you wanted to roll that, I would just add 2 green to what you rolled.
Wouldn't it be 4? Because my agility's 6.
It would, but you're rolling your skill, so it already has 2 green. So I only need to add 2 more green.
No. You need to roll. If he needs a total of 6 green.
Oh, okay, so it is
Right.
right then. So that is the correct number of dice, right?
That's 5 green that I see there.
But one
Yeah,
was
so
an
5
upgrade.
green and 1 upgrade you gave me, so that's where
Yep.
the yellow comes from,
So that is right.
So,
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So
Okay.
just making sure you got the right number of dice there. I was expecting
Okay.
like 4 or 5, not 6. I forgot you hit dedication on that one. So needless to say, he just looks over at you and smirks.
So hold on.
Child.
I don't like that result. So once per game session, I would. Oh, wait a minute.
Are
No, I
you
can't do that. That
sure?
is only for me shooting. Damn it. Never mind.
Yeah. Besides, are you sure you'd want to risk that with 3 reds in play?
Hell yeah, I would.
Okay.
Success. But no, I can't. I have nothing to do it with. So.
Okay. So what would you like for your 3 advantages? He looks at the child at the table who's throwing things and waving hands in his face.
Hey, I'm okay with that. I don't care what he thinks of me. He's going to be dead by the end of this anyway.
Not the way you're rolling.
Please hold while I.
Well, you research some options. If
Yep,
anyone needs
exactly.
to go to the restroom, he may need that much time.
I might. So we have 3.
I mean, you can always go for
those
upgrading.
3.
Yeah.
For those 3 advantage, negate the target's defensive bonuses until the end of the round.
That would be if he doesn't have one. I can totally tell you he does not have range
Oh,
melee defense.
poop. Okay.
I mean, you can waste it on that, but I'm just letting you know, just to be fair, sitting in his pretty uniform at that chair, he has no defense.
Wow, there's nothing on the list that I can really do.
And the fact that your master smashed his data pad, you all have demonstrated a position of fear and weakness.
All right, Jim, throw me a bone here. What should I do with those 3 advantage?
Dude, I got nothing for trying to piss the guy off, because you failed to piss him off.
Right?
I mean, you failed to piss him off, but you could do something interesting, like you could make sure that you're noisy enough that it covered up the sound of the data pad exploding, so his attachés out there don't get nervous.
No, they honestly don't care if they hear that. So.
Did I hear an
That's when I threw it.
Yeah.
It's thrown.
Kelly
It's
or
thrown to the side behind.
One of you guys ummed?
So.
It was me.
It was a Kelly oomph.
So he may not be phased, with but perhaps maybe he has to do a bodily he's feeling pressure from his bladder. No, I'm serious. And if he's not allowed,
that's fine.
it's not, you're not annoying him, but I don't know. I was just offering a suggestion.
Okay, that could totally be a suggestion. If you want to use that he has to go to the refresher, let me know, and he will totally say, I need to go to the refresher and see what you guys do.
We'll tell him no.
Well, obviously.
Is that an avenue that you want to take, Dave?
That's fine.
All right, fine. Then let's do that.
Yeah, he's got urges. That's
okay,
fine.
So for those convenient 3 advantage, he proceeds to look over at Kopesh and says, with your leave, I would like to use the refresher.
We're not done here. You will tell me who else was involved.
And he just smirks at you and says, your desperation reeks of guilt. Do me a favor.
Yes. Okay. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. Say what you're gonna
No,
say.
no. No, no. Go ahead.
What is your deception?
Let's see. My deception is. Let me go back over there. Deception is a yellow, 3 green, -1 black.
Look at you taking the black dice out of play.
Well, of course.
You're upgrading the difficulty. Okay, so nobody's fool is not going to help him. Go ahead and finish what you were saying.
Oh, well, I flipped the light side if he was doing
I
anything.
totally upgraded the difficulty here. Go ahead and finish what you're saying as I'm
Yeah.
going to dramatically roll the dice as you're speaking.
Yeah. So I'm like, yes, those that are complacent in complicit in a crime, of course, in your skill level would act this way and play it off all cool.
So, something in your tone. He knows you did it, and you know he knows you did it.
Okay.
And what would you like for those 6 threat before he takes that triumph?
6 threats.
That's a
Good
lot
luck.
of threat.
Yeah.
I mean, for 3 of them, he can totally wet himself if you'd like. If
No,
that's some kind of psychological power you have over him. Because he was
not
totally,
really
if he
worried
failed that
about
roll, he was
that.
going to get out whiz on the table.
Not too worried about that. I guess maybe he does kind of loses control a bit, knowing that he knows that we orchestrated it. And of course, I'm a Sith, and huh?
The fact that you lied to him is going to incite the anger.
But yet, I'm a Sith, and he's kind of in between a rock and a hard place, realizing that.
Okay. So for 3 threat, I will totally say he gets angry and pulls his blaster out of his holster as you wanted and says, "Surrender to arrest. I know you or one of your men here did it." And he's got the seething anger.
So are we rolling cool or vigilance?
You guys will be rolling cool because you knew it was coming. This was your game plan from the start.
Yep.
I'm okay with that.
Wow, look at the initiative before I even have it up. Look at that.
Yeah, I was going to say, you got to wait until he gets.
Oh, darn it.
Okay, so I have it up now, by the way. And for that triumph, he totally reaches up to his lapel and squeezes a comm, which is obviously there, and he says, "Moff, the Sith forces have admitted to the assassination. They alone have admitted their own guilt."
What?
So wait, we're in combat. How did he get to? As soon as he drew his weapon, we're in combat. How
His
did he
big
get
damn
to go
triumph.
first?
He
Oh,
still had
That
that
was part of
triumph
his
he hadn't
turn.
used.
oh, he didn't spend his triumph yet.
He
Well,
didn't
poop.
spend his triumph. That was that triumph of him grabbing that comm, and he looks right at Kopesh, squinty eyes. He knows Kopesh is guilty as sin. If he didn't pull the trigger, one of you two in this room did. Obviously, not the light.
Yeah.
Because the
I
lamp
think
over
that
there didn't do
since we
anything.
have a character named Sin, Kopish is as guilty as gold is carried.
Of course, it's too bad that the room's jammed.
No, the listening devices are jammed, not his secured comm. You jammed a device for listening devices, not an actual comm radio.
Mm,
That's a different animal.
Not really, but okay.
And it's a triumph, so don't you be trying to nerf a triumph.
We could put out on a comm as like, he's trying to cover it up again. Oh my god! This
Oh
guy.
yeah, no, don't.
Yeah. He got a triumph, and this is what he's using it for. So
Yeah, that's fine.
Because I'm totally looking for him. I thought I had him on this sheet here. And things are about to go very bad.
Yes, they will.
Damn it, why couldn't he roll his cool? He's got 3 ranks in that. Hey, I like the way the descending order picked him for first.
Yeah, not so much.
Okay, so who's going first? You're all at short range of each other. He's got his blaster pointed at Kopesh to arrest him.
Yeah,
Kopesh has bits of data pad laying on the floor.
yeah.
Grix has lots of little spitball ammunition he's been making up.
Oh,
Wait, what's?
What's what?
Oh no, who just rolled? Wait.
I hadn't rolled my initiative.
Oh,
I needed to get in on initiative, y'all.
Now we got 1 extra initiative.
Know how? I hadn't rolled yet.
That was an extra one.
Did-
No, looks like off.
Did you roll an extra?
I rolled again after you brought up the initiative. Is that what happened? Did it put mine up there twice?
yeah, I don't know. That was weird.
Maybe, but you have a beautiful spread. So who's going first?
Yeah, that's fine. I'll
yeah,
go
that's
first.
exactly what happened. Because if
yeah,
you look,
I see Grix's both of Grix's rolls up there.
Yep.
So somehow it carried even though it wasn't up.
so get rid of the 0-4 and put back our 2-2.
Well, I can't. So
Yes,
Whatever. It's still the same. Two before, right?
There you go.
Or is it 3 before? All right.
it's 3 of you before him. So who's going first?
All right. So
I mean, come on. You got all the advantages in your corner. You guys don't be afraid of doing something.
oh, I'm not afraid. I'm just double checking something.
Just
So-
because you know in his eyes he sees the stench of guilt on you. Almost
Oh,
like
yeah.
he had the force to hear your thoughts.
Yep. So we are quick drawing.
Okay, you pulling your lightsaber out.
Quick drawing and striking. As I do so, I'm like, enough of your foolish lies. And I will strike him down.
Okay, so you usually maneuver to get engaged with him. And you're flipping a point? My God.
Using maneuver to engage? I'm
You're at
probably
short
spending.
range. Everybody's at short range to each other, just out of engaged distance. Unless you wanted to
okay.
loom over him.
I figured
I'm
that's
assuming
fairly
you didn't
close,
if you
but that's
forced
fine.
pulled the
But that's
data
fine.
back.
I'll move to engage. That's fine.
Looming is Cal's job. Like Cal,
Yeah.
we don't.
So do you need any
Alright.
blue dice for aiming? Are you gonna take
Oops.
2 strain to aim?
Well, I got an upgrade. Let's see. I got that. I'm just looking. Problem is, I don't really have much that does any attack stuff, unfortunately.
It's a lightsaber. You want more attack stuff?
Well, I'm more defensive, so you know. All right, so we'll take 2 strain to aim. What the hell?
Okay, I got the blue in there.
And you got the upgrade.
Yep.
All right, here we go.
Wow. So for 7 unsoakable points, I will tell you, you slash him with the lightsaber, and he is still alive.
Yeah, well, hold on to that thought.
There
I
went
mean, I'm
50%
not
of his
expecting.
life right there.
What's that?
There went half his life right there.
Oh, that's good. Let's see, where did it go? There it is. All right. And we'll go ahead and do a. Since we have it, I'll do that.
What is that about?
And anatomy lesson.
And
It's
what
not
does
huge,
that do?
but it basically allows me to add my intelligence to the attack.
Oh.
So to the damage. So that's
Okay.
2 additional points.
Oof. Yeah, that's a pretty grievous lightsaber wound you just gave him. But
Yeah,
there
well,
is
that's what
the story about 5 advantages I see there.
there is. I'm just using everything I have to make sure make sure it counts for the first hit.
I was almost hoping you'd do more than 10 points so he could actually soak one.
That would be nice to have an intellect higher for more points, but that's okay. 2 points is 2 points.
Hey, 2 points.
Yeah. So for the first 2 points, we'll go ahead and crit.
Okay. Just a regular crit, or are you spending 2 more points to add a plus 10 to that?
Sure, why not?
I just wanted to make sure before I, hit the button.
I mean, yeah, if that's possible, heck yeah.
As you knock him down prone, and he suffers 1 point of strain. Nobody expects to get lightsabered in the face.
No, it's a bummer.
So he
It's
is
not as
now
common as you think it is.
he is knocked prone. Who's going next and doing what?
Oh, hold up! I got one more advantage that I'll give to the next one to go. A
Okay,
blue.
so blue to whoever goes next.
So, I mean, I'll go next.
Do it.
What are you doing?
Did you hate?
What does it take for me to draw my?
It's a maneuver to pull your weapon.
Okay, so I'm going to
Unless you
pull
have
my.
quick draw.
I do not have quick draw on my rifle,
Okay, so you flip your rifle out.
and I will take 2 strain to aim,
Ooh.
and I will shoot him.
Shoot him dead.
And you're in a confined space of shorts. And I will totally do that since you have no points. I will totally get you back on the board.
And I want to say that that short range doesn't impact me with my weapon.
Shouldn't. Okay.
Yeah.
And
And I'm true aiming, of course. So
true aiming for how many ranks?
2 upgrades there, 2 ranks.
Okay, I've got it in there for you.
Okay.
You could have done that all with a pistol,
I could have, but I want to make sure I get the damage in there. It's
Remember
5 more damage.
Remember when Sentinel Prime did that with a holdout blaster?
Right?
5 yellows with a holdout blaster. It also becomes lethal real quick.
Yeah.
All ready for me?
Yep.
Damn.
I was really hoping that adversary one in that point would help. So you pull out your sharpshooter rifle. That's a cartridge round, right?
Yeah.
That is a cartridge round, yes.
As you fire off, and what does it look like when you explode his vitalness?
I've shot so many people in the head that I think that this one is going to be a body shot. And yeah, I just basically shoot him through the heart, and nice clean entry and exit wound.
As his blood sprays slightly on Kopesh's cape and all over the white interior of this office. You hear the bullet kind of bury itself into the wall. Because, yeah, there was way more damage than needed. I mean, you had enough successes to kill him if he was still at full health.
Aw, shucks.
Not very tough for head of security.
As his body falls flat on the ground, big blood puddle, because this is a cartridge round. As you guys are hearing beating on the door of obviously his attaches.
Yes, I will move to the door. Still with saber lit. Open the door.
Well, we still have two more. We have some more people.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
What do the rest of you
I
guys?
thought we were out of it. So.
I mean, I'm not going to attack any of my partners. So what do I have to do?
Is there anything cool you want to do? I mean, you hear banging at the door. You know, the humming of the lightsaber really got their attention.
I'm going to move to the door, ready to just, and just be prepared since it's attaches, they're probably just going to loom.
I mean, remember, it's a movement to open the door. You guys have the access code, so you could movement, walk to the door, hit the keypad, and still shoot if that's what you're implying.
No.
Because remember, there's no hold action, so just standing there waiting, it's kind of a waste of your turn. We're not shooting anyone. Ow!
We took out the culprit. That's all we needed.
So these other guys are going to be coming in here in a second to try to.
Well, not unless we open the door. We have it locked with our code.
Yeah, it's actually really well locked. They do not have the skills to hack that lock.
They're attaches.
They're basically
I'm at a loss of what to do. Like, there's nobody for me to attack. There's nothing.
Is there any skills you want to do? Do you want, is there anything you want to do before, you open the door and these guys see the murder scene?
I will have my weapon out and ready. And I put on I make sure I have my shot glove engaged.
Okay. Anything for Cal or BT?
I might as well, get out my bowcaster and, just in case.
BT, what about you?
Well, I always have my, variety of weapons on hand, but there's nothing really here for me to. I mean, I was thinking of rigging some like explosives, but this is not really a
explosives kind of situation.
Yeah, well, I mean, this is not like a good sabotage location. There's nothing, no generators, no. So I'm just queued, ready to pull out, launch an incendiary rocket or whatnot.
A chance she can blow a hold of the surface.
Yes.
Okay, so back to the top. If Kopesh wants to go to the door now, as you're hearing the beating and the banging.
Sure.
Commander, are you okay?
I go to the door with the lightsaber still lit, and I put in the code, and I look at the attaches and go, I need you to bring me whoever's second in charge of the guard, your commander, or what the hell? Sorry,
the commander of your garrison.
No.
Or ask them if they were involved too.
No, Alexa just turned on in the kitchen, so playing music. I'm like, why the hell? So I tell him that the inspector here admitted to his crimes and attempted to attack us. So immediately bring whoever's second in charge.
As they totally look at you and look at each other and give me a leadership or a coercion. Since you're bossing them around, it's one of those two, not a deception.
That's fine. Oh!
You okay?
Let's see. Leadership or coercion. It doesn't really matter either one, so we'll go ahead and give that right back to you.
Oh, look Did you click before I was actually giving you a half second of a breath? I got that upgrade in there for you.
All right. So we will use Sithy coercion.
So immediately the one guy looks at the younger guy, and the younger guy with the mustache looks back and nods, and he goes running off towards the lift. Anybody doing anything while the one that's staying behind is totally eyeballing the room?
Nope.
Not at this point. We're still I'm wanting to see what's going on here.
He's eyeballing the room, but he ain't seeing much.
Well, yeah, because we haven't done anything wrong. What is there to see?
Way better if he had had his partner standing next to him. Okay, so a few minutes later, we get a screen swipe as there's the sub commander of security is here, along with a couple droids that are doing the little tiny mini versions of Viper droids. You know, they're about the size of a hubcap with three little arms, following the guy as he comes down there, and he's totally like, "We have a crime scene." Dun 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 dun. As he totally looks in the room.
You're doing that out loud, right?
No, it's one of his droids doing it. The other one goes dunk dunk. As he totally walks up and he looks around and he stiffens when he sees the Sith and says, "My lord, may I ask what happened here with my superior?" And as he says that, he totally nods to the droids, and the droids do bloop, 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 bloop.
You are in charge now, Admiral Piet.
So what do you say, Kopnish? Or is Alexa taking you over?
There we go. Sorry, I was talking to myself because
I get nervous. I got disconnected for a second there.
No, I muted so I could go in because it was playing music really loud, so I could go in and holler at it and tell it to shut up.
Obviously, you're having a problem with droids too.
Right? So yes, I basically as he comes in, I'm like, "Congratulations, Commander! You're now in charge. Your predecessor has admitted to the crimes and attempted to murder us to cover up his plot. He was the one involved in taking out and planning the murder of Moff, whatever the guy's name was. Unfortunately,
That's forever his name.
yeah. So unfortunately, he moved to attack, and we had to take him down. And he did not survive.
As he's totally looking in the room and doing the whole eyeballing, and he pulls his little data pad out, which obviously one of the droids is sending him a message, and he's totally reading the message. As he says, this is very regrettable.
It's very unfortunate, and apparently he's been in charge of security for multiple Moffs that apparently did not stay long in their career.
So you guys see his little droids going bloop, 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 basically securing and recording the scene. And he kind of looks around and says, "May I speak with you privately, Lord?"
You may. And does he want me to step out somewhere, or wanting everybody out?
Rather than having you step through the puddle, we can go back into the private room that's behind this area. Because remember, he had a little private office.
Sure. And as I say, the remains of his tablet that he threw at me is over there in the corner. We caught him trying to add data to try to shift the blame and implement my team as I follow him into the room.
As he gladly, after you come in, closes the door and uses a security lock on it. as you see the little security lock emblem glow on the data pad, and he says, Lord, and you can totally tell he's wanting your name because he's looks at his data pad and goes, Kopesh, Lord Kopesh. Can I please have whatever evidence you have against the late security chief?
All I have is what the video footage is. We were just trying to talk to him, so there was no formal recordings or anything of the discussion. We had no such gear with us.
We didn't expect him to attack us.
No, I'm in the room on the side, so.
As he totally says, just one moment, and oh, we're all breaking up there. Must be Cal's device.
Yeah, right. And I hand him the data stick. I believe this gives all authority we had to conduct our investigation.
Do me a favor. Give me a coercion with an upgrade.
Alright. Ready?
Not yet. Just a sec. I've got the upgrade in there for you. And just because we have a full pool, we'll go ahead and add one of those. Okay, go for it.
Jesus.
Ouch.
I knew that was coming.
As he taps his data pad after plugging in your thing, and he totally gives you this awkward look as he hands it back, and then proceeds to he mumbles and says there seems to be an irregularity, and he turns around and bangs a panel on the wall and opens it, and toggles a obvious little listening device that was hidden in the wall that seems to not be operating for some reason. As he advises you that this room actually has its own surveillance for interrogation purposes, for legitimacy of the interrogation. And I do wish to take your word for it, Lord, but do you have further evidence? And he's kind of knowing that you may be lying because he basically tells you in the report here that my commander was one of the best shots in our quick draw shooting competitions, and if he meant to draw on you, he would have fired his weapon, and the weapon has not been discharged.
I'm a better quick shot.
I was going to say, you question my ability with the lightsaber and the Force?
Oh, that's right. I'm not there. Never mind.
I do not question your power in the laser swords and moving things, sir. But it just seems irregular that he would destroy his own data pad. And he totally looks at you like, what else you got on the table there, buddy?
Well, guilty people do rash things when they've been cornered.
And he just gives you one last chance of, is that all the information you have to bequeath?
Do you question my authority and my word?
Oh, no, of course not, Lord.
Do we need to appoint a new commander of the guard?
I only question the evidence. That's my job. As my superior before me. As he waves his hand and unlocks the security lock on the door, so you guys have unprivacy, so in case there was a listening device, it wouldn't be working. And he waves the door and heads back and gestures to his droids. Have they gathered all the information? You totally see one sucking up some blood sample, and another one taking beautiful scans of the lightsaber burn, and they've set up little hollow buoys saying police line do not cross. As he totally looks with the four of you with a super suspicious eye. As Grix can almost hear him mumble under his breath, lightsaber my ass. There's a gaping bullet hole in him.
Well, I didn't say my team didn't assist in protecting me.
Well, do you say that out loud as he walks by looking at the obvious bullet wound? And the fact that the room smells of gunpowder, which is super rare.
Yeah. No, if he's looking funny, I'm like, do you have questions?
You provided all the evidence I could ask for. Thank you.
You don't want to talk to any of my team members?
If
Especially
the word of
my
the Sith Lord it
sharp,
wasn't good enough for the Empire, what kind of empire would we be?
especially my quick shot that assisted in protecting me.
I find your lack of faith disturbing.
And he then proceeds to say, sure, if you would like to command your subordinate to follow me, I will take his deposition on the way to security.
I don't have to command them to do anything.
So, Grix, you gonna go with
But
this
we
guy?
would be
Him and his droids are leaving?
happy to go with you to security.
I don't need you, sir. I have your statement already, which is on file. If you'd like to come with me, sir, and he basically does that whole, what's your name? Just gesture your name to me, please.
No. My crew's not just being taken off for any nefarious. Were you working with the commander? Are you trying to take out my crew?
As he just looks at you like you have space dementia, and he says, then if he does not want to be questioned, I will take your word as the information we have. And he proceeds to give you a nice curt heel bow nod, and he is dismissing himself with his droids as the attaché is watching this whole thing go down. As he keeps looking back at Grix's rifle.
I mean, I'm not trying to hide the fact that I shot the guy.
Yeah.
There's no hiding that evidence.
Nope.
As he basically goes, you hear him walking to the lift, and he talks to both of his droids to transmit them information. And I will be going to go see them off as he heads to the lift, gets in it, and whoop.
Okay, bye now.
And the attaché is looking very nervous at you guys. Especially since the Wookiee just disappeared in roll 20.
Mm.
Nobody likes a ninja Wookiee.
Right?
So what do you guys do? I mean, obviously your coercion to boss him around epically failed.
It's because she drunk bear.
Cause she can drop ass. Every time.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, we can hear
Yeah.
Okay, great.
So we'll walk out.
You should be kind of nervous, because I was totally expecting one of you guys to pick up his gun and shoot the wall. Classic crime scene style.
It kind of doesn't work really well when, he's dead and then you go, pow.
It's Star
Yeah,
Wars.
I mean-
It totally works.
I mean, the fact that the attachés could hear everything through the door was not expected. I mean, it was supposed to be an interrogation room. But hey.
I don't think they heard everything
They heard a
through the door, but
lightsaber and a crashy sound and a big ass
those are
gunshot
loud
in closed
noises.
rooms.
They
Yeah,
heard.
I have a silencer.
heard
They would have to roll to hear that.
They hear a lightsaber. They hear a pop of some silenced weapon, and then they hear their boss's gun go off.
Right.
And their boss was killed with a lightsaber. I don't see where we would ever question those actions.
And don't forget the bullet hitting the floor deck plating and burying itself in there.
Right? I feel like we would have just made more trouble for ourselves if we tried to set our
office room is the one with the silenced feature. That's where you waterboard people, is in the little office, not the big conference table.
Well, we didn't plan on doing anything bad here.
So as the
attaché trying to uncover who killed the old boss.
The attaché is standing there, kind of wetting himself, and
we walked past.
He kind of half-heartedly puts a hand up, saying, "Sir, I believe security would like you to stay here until the moth has dismissed you."
I heard nothing from him commanding whatever that might be us to stay here. Thank you.
And you walk right past him.
Oh yeah.
He ain't ballsy enough to draw a blaster, that's for sure. I mean, his boss is dead on the floor, and he's just like, "That's a shame. Don't
Look
get
what happened to
promoted."
the last guy who messed with us.
So I will follow Kopesh, and as I'm passing the attaché, and he basically says blah 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 moth, I will just utter, "We don't answer to your moth."
And he kind of piddles himself.
And we'll go to the lobby and stand in the lobby and look up towards her office.
So you're going up to the lift?
No, we'll just go in the middle of the lobby, make
Well, remember,
people
you're in
uncomfortable.
the sub-basement. You got to go up one floor.
Oh, I thought it was just down the hallway.
Nope. Remember,
you
you're in
tried-
sub level 1.
Okay, then yeah, we'll go to the elevator.
So as soon as you hit that elevator button, you get a very argumentative red bip instead of the green bip. Like someone locked
I
the
will.
door.
I will look at the attaché, and you will resolve this situation.
He's all the way back at the door. He hasn't left the crime scene.
That's fine. I look down the hallway and like,
I don't have authority to do that, sir. If it's locked, it's because the under commander locked the door, sir. He gets really nervous all of a sudden. That collar gets real tight all of a sudden.
well, you better find authority really fast.
As he totally pulls out his little communicator and speaks into his little salt and pepper shaker. And he awkwardly yells down the hallway to you guys of, I've been ordered to secure this location and advise that you should stay in the office until further information has been provided.
You would keep me in a dingy basement?
As you yell down this immaculate, white, beautiful, imperial hallway. With a little blood puddle coming out the doorway finally. As he just looks at you and says, "I'm sorry, sir, I don't have the authorization to undo the lockdown."
I find it interesting that you feel that you have the right to keep him here. I would suggest that you open this door and be about your business.
And it's funny because you guys keep browbeating him, and he's obviously giving you the "I don't have authority to do that." You do have Cal with his slicer gear. That's
no, I know. That's where I'm looking at. I'm like, Cal.
The lock on this door is above his pay grade. The gentleman on the floor, he could have opened it.
Well, nobody's done anything to him, right? So then I will walk back in, and I will rifle his body to find his badge, and then go open the door.
Okay, you're gonna rifle the body that's been in a blood puddle.
Yeah,
that's fine.
Okay, so you have bloody hands.
And
I'm
your
afraid
point?
of some blood. I already got some of his blood on me.
Okay, so you have his data spike, but you don't have his access code. Is the problem? I mean, Cal could use it to boost his computers, or he could just use his slicing kit.
Well, you said it was above his pay grade.
Yep. But you have to type in your PIN number.
No, but you said Cal. It was above Cal's pay grade.
No, it's above the attaché's pay grade. That you keep
I thought you were saying.
That
I thought
guy
you were
does
saying
not have
it's above his ability to. try to...
I thought he
That's
meant.
what I
I
thought
thought
too.
she meant Cal as well.
Yes, I heard you say Cal.
Yeah, okay. So I give him the data stick, which should assist him in
that will give Cal an
slicing
upgrade to slicing it if he wants to use that.
Yep.
Is Cal going to do that?
Yeah, I suppose. Bring up my computers. I'm assuming that's
Question
computer
is,
roll.
are you using your slicing kit as well to get a blue as well?
I am.
Because you're totally hoping to get a triumph so you can get access to his,
Yeah.
his data information.
Yep.
Which that wouldn't hurt either.
All right. My dice pool ready?
Yep.
All right, here goes.
Oh, snap.
Wow.
Hey,
So
there's
go
my
ahead
phone.
and as the two threat is going to be someone in the network knows that the password was tried twice before it finally worked. That's what the two threat are for.
Okay.
So what would you like for that big damn triumph?
So what exactly does he have access to now?
Well, it depends what he asks for, you know.
I
I
mean,
mean, they have a
sure.
great suggestion there. I mean, that's a good suggestion.
I didn't even look at what's it say.
Obfuscate actions taken. Add a red die to any check to detect or identify the character's actions.
Well, you already said that the threat were used to know that somebody was there, so.
No, the triumph, basically. That's the triumph thing, is he doesn't get caught in the system.
Yeah, but they're going to know we did it.
They know someone, but I can hide it or make it harder for them to determine that it was us. Or
Yeah, but we're obviously coming up the
Everybody
elevator.
okay?
Somebody's breaking something.
Right?
Al, are you destroying something?
No, it's not me.
But
Not
I mean,
it.
they're obvious. If we're coming up the elevator, they're going to be obvious that we bypassed it, did something to get up the elevator. So I mean, I'm not just worried about hiding that. But if it did happen to be able to access his data logs and maybe do a quick tweak, throwing in some hints of collusions.
Ooh, that he was doing bad stuff.
Yeah.
Well, remember, it's just his data spike, so
Okay.
it's his
Well,
access point. So you could
didn't hurt to
unlock
ask.
it if you want for a triumph, but you still need to get to a computer to plant the evidence if that's what you're thinking. Somebody broke his data pad that could have been great for that.
Yeah, that's okay.
Sith and their anger issues.
Well, I had
Okay,
to plant
so
that he threw something at us first.
what would you like to use that triumph for?
Okay, I got lost with all the talking. I'm not even
So
sure
many
what.
suggestions. So did you want to make sure you cover your tracks? Did you want to unlock his data spike so you can just go to any computer and plug it in and log in as him?
I think that's probably our best use. As I said, I mean, the fact that we've been mucking about is, we're not going to conceal that, especially with those threats.
No.
But yeah, unlocking his spike so we can log in as him, I think, is good.
Okay, so you've got his data spike. So if you can get to his data pad or terminal, you could easily plug in and pretend to be him at a computer terminal. Minus one that doesn't have that silly facial recognition thing that requires you to have a face.
Right.
I have a face.
I was going to say we could acquire that too if we had to, but
Lightsaber off the face. So
we'll
you
go.
guys get into the lift.
Yep. Go up the elevator to the lobby.
You go up to the lobby. You totally see the commander basically hollering at the secretary at the bench there to summon the security forces to the headquarters. We have a situation, and he's basically yelling at her to hold down the mic button as he's yelling to somebody on the other end of the intercom. And as your door goes ding, you guys totally hear him screaming and yelling, very upset. And everybody looks towards the elevator's location, and his jaw kind of drops.
I'll just step out. Is there a problem, Commander?
As he says, Emperor, save us. As you totally see, he puts his data pad on the counter, and his two little droids are floating at his shoulders, going blah, 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 blah. And he says, I think we do have a problem, Lord. However, I see that you have left the office, and I believe you may be caught red-handed. As he looks, and then the one security guy looks across the hallway, and the secretary looks at your hands covered in blood. I don't believe my commander did what you said, and the evidence reinforces my belief.
And what evidence is that? You spent moments in the room.
I believe with your deposition that you lied to cover up that you and your men murdered our commander with a shot to the back.
Oh no, I said I shot him in the chest and it went out his back.
Yeah.
They didn't even do that
He was
right.
prone at the time you shot him. Remember
He could have
that.
been laying on his back, prone.
But then he's prone when you shot him. The evidence clearly shows that you shot him while prone.
Okay.
How often do you shoot someone on the ground in self-defense?
It all happened within, like, literally seconds.
As he just looks at you and says, I agree. And if you would like to leave, my lord, you are welcome to leave. We need to investigate this further. And we
I
should
don't believe
probably
so.
start by downloading your droid's memory circuits. And he points towards BT.
Nobody will be touching any of my crew, and Lord Sovat will be very disappointed to hear that there's a uprising on the planet.
Ooh, you're doing that one, are you?
Oh, yes, I am.
And
I have seen what she has done to planets that do not comply with her needs.
as you guys kind of hear this squawky, squelchy voice come over the intercom that's at the desk there, you clearly hear the Moff's voice, who's apparently been listening on this whole conversation, who says, Under Commander, let them leave. Just advise them that they will not be leaving this planet anytime soon until the Sith Lord clears their exit. And you hear her little intercom cut out as in the distance there's a door that goes whoosh opening up and some footsteps are coming.
So now you are in part with this duplicity and denying the orders of your Sith Lord. This will all be in report.
And he totally looks at you.
Well, I'm talking to the intercom with the
Well,
Moff.
the intercom's been cut off. Basically, the person is coming down the hallway right now. So,
Okay.
as you say that, give me your deception roll. Because you have a room
This
full
is
of
gonna go down in their permanent record.
Right?
Sorry,
Oh, yeah?
I already beat you to it.
Oh, did you? Oh, sorry.
There's your point back. As
Did
you're
not hear
throwing
Bo
off this, y'all are seditionists.
Yep. Ready?
Yep. As literally the attaché and the secretary are looking back and forth, the little protocol droid's off to the side and goes, "Oh my!" And the under commander is just like, "I know you're lying, bullshit. You, you could have bribed me when you had the chance, but no, you didn't take that option. I
I
know the
promoted
truth.
him.
That's not a
Well, what
bribe.
did he need? What?
Not
Getting
after
a promotion?
executing his boss."
There was no guarantee he was going to get promoted.
I like how you're taking both parts of that argument. Okay, so the Moff is obviously coming from her office. The security guys obviously hollered the all points bulletin to get your asses over here to lock this place down. The Moff did say in her little veiled threat that you won't be leaving the planet anytime soon. And that's going to be a good place to wrap it up there since it's 9:02.
Yeah.
Sounds like it's going to be time for a new Moff and a whole new security team.
To which I can only say with these despairs on coercion there, dun dun.
It's all right. It's a whole nother week later. The tide will turn.
We hope. It's been a couple shitty weeks so far.
Oh, I know. It'll be nothing but triumphs.
And totally for the record, if you would have bribed this guy, he would have shut up and let you leave.
Well, he didn't indicate anything of a bribe. You never.
Didn't you notice is there any other evidence you'd like to submit? We wasn't going to tell us.
Pretty ballsy
Pay me cash,
to
Sith
request
Lord,
a bribe from
and
a
I'll let
Sith.
you kill my boss.
I mean, there wasn't an indication that there was kind of like a handout or I mean, that's like a very common question to ask. So.
I did not catch that was supposed to be an opportunity for us to bribe somebody.
No.
Look at your great rolls there. That's why you didn't catch it.
Maybe, well, you didn't ask for a perception, but, if it was been like anything else to offer, might have been, taken differently.
So how many points do we get?
10 XP because you managed to attempt to frame the corpse.
Attempt to frame the corpse. I like that.
No points for wet work since remember what the Sith Lord said to you?
No.
I mean, they said a lot. What are you looking for?
About the when you catch the culprit, what you were supposed to do?
Nah.
I was in the room, so.
Right?
Uh-oh. Well,
No, I
no,
mean,
that was back when you were on the Imperial ship.
Yeah, but typically the Sith Lord talks to Kopesh and not us, so.
And
I don't know.
Wow, so you just zone out. That's nice.
Because Sin was with the ship.
Okay, just give us a reminder, because...
Yeah.
Weren't you supposed to bring the criminal in a certain condition?
Don't think so.
Okay.
I think I think that Jim is trying to say that we were supposed to bring him in alive.
I think that's what Jim's trying to say, but I don't recall that at all because our plan has been from the beginning to kill whoever it was.
Now, it might have been bring the head of, which, I mean, if that's the case, I'll go get the I would have cut the head off and brought it, but...
BT's like, alive?
Look at me bring my innocence while I'm carrying a dripping head down the hallway. But that would be something we worry about next time.
Okay. Good night, guys.
And it could be just me fucking with you. I'm just letting you know that.
Yeah. I honestly don't recall there being anything about alive.
Too early.
Maybe the head of the person.
Hey, G.
Yep.
I figured out how to get it. So I chose Unmatched Devastation and Increased Number.
Is that both of your
signature abilities?
I've got two signature abilities, but I chose Unmatched Devastation. The other one is Always Get Your Man.
Oh, okay.
Oh, wait a minute. Wasn't Always Get Your Man the one that I wanted? Hold on. I can't. The system won't let me have it.
So what you need to do is if you've already added one, you need to remove it before you can go and change it to the other one.
Okay, but it's not can I share my screen? Maybe that can help?
Yes.
Okay, because I'm
hang up. I'll see you guys next week.
Night, hon.
Have a good one.
Apparently, I'm going to have to bail out because it sounds like
Go ahead.
Kelly accidentally let Squeaker in the room after he's been yowling at her door. She didn't realize it and opened her door.
Nice.
I'm coming. I will get the cat. Bye, guys.
Okay, yeah. So if you do not want Unmatched Devastation, you have to first click Remove.
Okay.
And then Attach. And if you use that drop down, so the only one that you can unlock is Unmatched Devastation. So hit Cancel here. Go to your specialization. See now you only have, or scroll down to the bottom. Yeah, see you're missing Skilled Jockey. Go ahead and just check that one right now. You'll have the point loss. But now with that checked, go back to your signature ability and attach.
Oh.
And now do the drop down, and you should see both of them. Yeah, so basically what that means is in your specialization, you have to have both those middle skills, I believe, to unlock the other specialization. So right now you can only unlock the one.
Yeah, you need the 2 middle to always get your mark,
Yep.
and you need the 2 outer to get the unmatched devastation.
Yep.
Okay,
So you got choices to make. Now, the other thing you asked
Looked like
about
you
was
had a
how
bunch
to
of
add
experience.
another specialization. So go back to your program, go to your specializations, go to purchase at the upper right there. Yep. And so you have your, those are your career specializations, and you'll see that the cost to buy your next one is going to be 20. You can always go with a non-career specialization, but note that that costs more.
Mm-hmm.
And if you go with a non-career specialization, it will have different signature abilities. So if you want to get that other signature ability, what you'll have to do is buy a career specialization and match up the brackets to the other ones. So if you choose the one that uses the 2 outside
It'll continue to only show me the 1. I need to get to the bottom and have it be the 2 middles.
The 2 that match. Yep.
Okay.
So I am actually in the process of about almost ready, or I just bought the skill I need to unlock the one that I want to get first.
Because I was thinking of going to skip
Character.
Tracer, because it lets me bypass security, I gain toughened, right? I have
Targeted blow.
several things that seem pretty cool.
Cool.
Yeah. You don't even know how cool I am.
Do you have
I'm glad that I picked up targeted blow before next session. I have a feeling it's going to be needed.
Right. I do not recall, because that was my plan, was to take the guy's head the whole time, so I don't recall anything about being alive.
Right.
If anything, it was bring the head back, but
yeah, I agree with that.
I do not recall squat about.
Nope, and that was a significant point. If that would have been the case, we would have all remembered that.
I would have had totally different.
We would have planned for that from the beginning.
Right.
Now, Dave, what I was really hoping what would have happened at the beginning, and why I kind of, I didn't want to meta and try to force us this way, but really I was hoping we could go back to the ship before we started investigating anyone, because once we knew we were number one on the ship and away from any listening devices, I was going to suggest that we take the rifle that I have and plant it in his quarters, along with some other evidence that connected him to my adversary, who we were going to frame for killing the boss dude.
Right.
But
true, but
couldn't just say that out in the open.
Well, that would have been, we would have needed to plan that more up front. So,
yep.
How dare they question a Sith? So,
Yeah. Oh well, we'll just have to kill everybody next session.
I mean,
I don't mind shooting people. I got a pretty good defense now, so.
Yep. Because I even remember back talking that I would just ship the evidence back, or the head back. I remember making that comment instead of taking it back.
Yep.
So yeah, I honestly do not think that was part of the deal. So, alrighty. Well, we'll see what happens.
Yep. And targeted blow is active. Yes, it is.
Ooh, Barbie. I will talk to y'all later. I'm out.
bye.
Have a good night. Well, Miss Gould, are you bouncing out too?
I am trying to figure out my thing. I want to make sure that I am doing this correct.
Yes.